Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight we finally finish up Chapter 2 of Mockingjay by Susan Collins. Happy days! Woo! Ow. Still, it took them long enough to show up, I say. It wasn't simple. They had to build up a rebel base in the capital, get some sort of underground organized in the districts, he says. Then they needed someone to set the whole thing in motion. They needed you. They needed Peeta too. But they seem to have forgotten that, I say. Gale's expression darkens. Peeta might have done a lot of damage tonight. Most of the rebels will dismiss what he said immediately, of course. But there are districts where the resistance is shakier. The ceasefire is clearly President Snow's idea, but it seems so reasonable coming out of Peeta's mouth. I'm afraid of Gale's answer. But I ask anyway. Why do you think he said it? He might have been tortured or persuaded. My guess is he made some kind of deal to protect you. He'd put forth the idea of the ceasefire if Snow let him present you as a confused, pregnant girl who had no idea what was going on when she was taken prisoner by the rebels. This way, if the districts lose, there's still a chance of leniency for you. If you play it right. I must still look perplexed because Gale delivers the next line very slowly. Katniss. He's still trying to keep you alive. To keep me alive? And then I understand. The games are still on. We have left the arena, but since Peeta and I weren't killed, his last wish to preserve my life still stands. His idea is to have me lie low, remain safe and imprisoned while the war plays out. Then neither side will really have cause to kill me. And Peeta? If the rebels win, it will be disastrous for him. If the capital wins, who knows? Maybe we'll both be allowed to live. If I play it right, to watch the games go on. Images flash through my mind. The spear-piercing Rue's body in the arena. Gale hanging senseless from the whipping post. The corpse-littered wasteland of my home. And for what? For what? As my blood turns hot, I remember other things. My first glimpse of an uprising in District 8. The victors locked hand in hand the night before the quarter quell. And how it was no accident my shooting that arrow into the force field in the arena. How badly I wanted to lodge deep in the heart of my enemy. I sprang up, upsetting a box of 100 pencils, sending them scattering around the floor. What is it? Gale asks. There can't be a ceasefire. I lean down, fumbling as I shove the sticks of dark gray graphite back into the box. We can't go back. I know. Gale sweeps up a handful of pencils and taps them on the floor into perfect alignment. Whatever reason Peeta had for saying those things, he's wrong. The stupid sticks won't go in the box, and I snapped several in my frustration. I know. Give it here. You're breaking them to bits. He pulls the box from my hands and refills it with swift, concise motions. He doesn't know what they did to 12. If he could have seen what was on the ground. I start. Katniss. I'm not arguing. If I could hit a button and kill every living soul working for the Capitol, I would do it without hesitation. He slides the last pencil into the box and flips the lid closed. The question is, what are you going to do? It turns out the question that's been eating away at me has only ever had one possible answer, but it took Peeta's ploy for me to recognize it. What am I going to do? I take a deep breath. My arms rise slightly, as if recalling the black and white wings Cena gave me, then come to rest at my sides. I'm going to be the Mockingjay. Okay, and that's the end of chapter 2. I don't know if I got that last fucking line correct, because I know it's important. I must have said it about 5 or 10 different ways while practicing, at least. It's like important. I'm really glad I'm not an actor in movies, because like even after the director said, yeah, that's perfect, that's a cut, I'd just be like, I might have, that's important. I don't usually feel that way about the majority of lines I read, but you know, there are lines in books and movies that are just super important and need a lot more thought than others. And I'm going to be the Mockingjay is one of those. Okay. I'll look at how to space the next chapter out after this. But yeah, folks, we've finally done chapter 2. So I will give my opinion on the wonderful chapter. The chapter basically just covered Katniss arriving back from District 12 and then seeing the interview with Peeta and then reacting to it and deciding that, hey, I have to be the Mockingjay, because she thinks about, I now really need to kick the fuck out of these people. How can I do that? Oh, to be the Mockingjay. So I think it's really sweet that Peeta's like, I am tortured, my mind's being fucked up, but I am going to protect Katniss because that's what I need to do. It's a good, nice, sweet love story. And like people have pointed out that, you know, Gale is part of this love triangle, and yet tells Katniss, hey, he's doing this to protect you. This is the only way he can right now. You know, he's not like the jealous boyfriend going, well, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's a little fucker. So, I think it's nice and sweet. I'm wondering, what did you think of this chapter? Please comment below. Do you think that what do you think about Peeta's interview of trying to protect Katniss? And why do you think that she decided to become the Mockingjay after this? And, you know, I would love for someone to start discussing about, hang on. When Gale says, if I could hit a button and kill every living soul working for the Capitol, I would do it without hesitation. Without giving away spoilers, What do you think that line implies for the character? No. Like, if he was wavering between the light and dark side of the Force, would you read that one line as, yeah, he's going to become an Ascian fucking Sith Lord? This, guys, remember, the spoiler rule is you can discuss anything that I've covered up to this point in the dramatic reading and the first 2 books. So, yeah, I'm sorry if you haven't, read the first 2 books or seen the first 2 movies. The movies give you are actually really decent adaptations, though they do leave stuff out. So if you're not aware of what's going on by the final installment, that's not my duty, that's yours. I'm sorry. Anyways, the bloopers will be coming out later tonight. So, yay! I actually did this one in one take. I've actually sort of been purposefully not practicing as much to get at least a few more bloopers, but I love bloopers, so if I can manipulate things into working usually to that benefit, so yeah. Yeah, bloopers should be out, but I got this in one take. And trust me, I was thinking about restarting it just to try the Mockingjay line again. Just like, yeah. Oh, and also, next week there won't be any more parts of the dramatic reading. Let me see where this... Let's see, today's the 30th, the 6th. So, yeah. Probably not until February 23rd, 2016 will there be more parts coming out, just because February 14th is Valentine's Day. I have a fiance, and I'm going to go to his house around the 11th or 12th. So yeah, it's yeah. So unfortunately, then the thing is, I could start to do recordings on the 16th. The problem with that is I won't really have any time to even base this sort of rehearse. So yeah, the earliest I'll be able to do is the 23rd. I'm sorry. And this is the time we take the shot. If you drink alcohol, just go to your favorite alcohol, get it, sit right back down, or the nearest alcohol, because sometimes we cannot have our favorites by us. Okay, I need to get some absinthe. Absinthe is at my fiance's house. So yeah. So, and if you don't drink alcohol for whatever reason, take a shot of water, milk, orange juice, whatever. And let's say cheers to Katniss finally deciding to become the Mockingjay. Cheers! But anyways, if you want to buy the book, and I would highly suggest it as Mockingjay by Susan Cole is an awesome book, and you want to support me, and you might want to read the book because you're like, oh my god, I can't stand waiting until she gets another part out, I am going to read ahead, or you want to read along, or you just want to read the book without my interpretation. And just because I am reading the words on the page doesn't mean you can't read it and have your own interpretation, because when I read it from the page, I'm just making certain inflections, certain decisions when to pause, when not to pause. And as I said, that final line, I was going, like, once I stopped reading the chapter, I was like, oh my god, I could have done it so many fucking ways. So yeah, it is an this is sort of an adaptation, a cheap one, but one all the same. So if you again want to buy the book and want to support me, you can buy the book. Link is in the description if you're watching on the YouTubes. If you are watching this on my blog, links are under the ad is under the bloopers, and yay. And until next time, goodbye.